Hello, friends. This is David Morrow. I'm a Lyft and Uber driver here in Portland, Oregon. And I just want to do a follow up video for my last one. The last one I did was just a Lyft only driver, and I was just giving you my experience. So now I have Uber, and now I want to explain maybe the difference and similarities between Uber and Lyft. So let's start with my experience with Uber first. Pretty good, actually. I think the biggest thing about it keeps me much busier than I did with Lyft. It was a lot harder to get a ride with Lyft. I had to work a lot harder to get in the right area to get a constant ride with Lyft. With Uber, it's depending on where I'm at, what time of day, it's back to back. One of my favorite things about Uber is that while you're driving, you can drop somebody off. If there's somebody close to you and they want to ride, they'll ping you while you're still driving, which I think is really good. So there's a lot of times where I won't even touch the Lyft app because I'm constantly, as soon as I drop somebody off, I'm going to somebody else or somebody's hopping right in the car. That's like ideal. Unfortunately, one of the worst things I hate about Uber, and I think all the Uber drivers will agree with me, is the lack of tipping. There's no in tipping app. And so I could do 20 rides and maybe get some cash tips. It's really kind of far few in between. But, the good news is, if there's any good news, is sometimes you'll get stiffed and all of a sudden somebody will drop you a 10 or a 5 or whatever. Also, with the increase of writers, you get to meet a lot of really interesting people. I don't really see any difference of like quality between Uber and Lyft writers. They're all the same to me. There's no more drunk people or worse people or bad attitude people. They're all really nice. I'll give you a few examples. Just a couple weeks ago, it was last week, I met my really first celebrity. For you who watch Grimm, I met one of the actors. Great guy. It was Sergeant Wu. Real nice guy. We talked, picked him up at the Portland airport by random, and took him to his condo downtown in the Pearl District. Also met a motorcycle rider the other day. He does freestyle jumping. I met a gentleman named Marshall Opal. He is a professional bike rider, and he lives here in Portland. So those are the three celebrities that I met, which were really cool. I'm sure if you live in LA, you probably get a lot more actors and celebrities and stuff. But for Portland, that's really cool. The main difference between Uber and Lyft is really a tip. You get more rides with Uber, but less tips. And with Lyft, you get, in the same period of time, you'd get less rides, but I think you would get more tips. So overall, with both of them combined, I'm making about the same what I did with Lyft, but I'm not putting as many hours in, I believe. I can show you some stuff here that I have. I'm at the airport right now. You probably hear the airplane going across. So this is my first full week with Uber. Yeah, so this was my first week with Uber. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So this right here is my first full week with Uber, and I made $947. Sorry for the glare. You can see that big spike. That is because that was my sign-on bonus. That's when I reached my first, was it 200 rides or 50 rides, whatever, you get the sign-on bonus of $200. So that was a good night. So all these other numbers are $90 a day, 114. That one was $501. God, if I get all $501, I'd be so happy. $118. I took Saturday off, and then $122. So that came up to $947. So here's another graph, and they're all roughly the same, just under $200. 106, 147, 98, 133, 176, and 125, 150. So 125 to 150 bucks I make in Uber a night. And that's working long hours. Honestly, that's working like 8 to 10 to 12, more like 10 to 12 hours a day. I did get a bunch of cash tips, but I'll try to show you the Lyft part and see what kind of tips I get consistently. So this is my last week's paycheck with Uber was $754, and I made about $300 in Lyft. So I made about $1,100 altogether one week. And you can see that's 6 days a week. I took Sunday off. I was really tired and I just didn't feel like working. I just vegged. But on Saturday I made 196, which was a good night. Friday 62, Thursday 91, Wednesday 88, then Monday and Tuesday 159 and 155. And then so far this week, I had a really good night last night. You can see that's today is Tuesday, and so yesterday, oh crap, go back. Oh, it's upside down. Sorry. Here we go. So yesterday I made $155, and then today so far I am at $42, and I started I think at like 2 o'clock, and it is 6 o'clock. So not too bad. I'm doing okay. And let's see if I can tell you what I'm doing for. All right, so this week I've done 88.46. Can I go any farther back? I have to go to that page. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to pull up, if I can figure out how to do it. I think I have to go online to do it. Oh, I'm online. I was going to try to show you some of the tips that I get. Let's see if I can do that. There we go. I have to go here and go to dashboard. I know you can't see this, but I'm not high tech. I don't have that capability. What else? Last night when I'm doing this, and this was an Uber ride or Lyft rider, I got my biggest tip for a $10 ride. I took some guys at 1:30 in the morning to go get some cigarettes, and they tipped me $40, so I was stoked about that. How many miles do I put on a day? I put on between 150 to maybe up to 200 miles a day. That's when I'm driving a lot. So let's go to driver summaries. Let's try if that works. Okay, let's do last week. All right, so I'm going to show you this right here. Take a good look at that. Do you see all those tips right in there? Like every ride I get a tip with Lyft. $4, $1, $6, $2, $5, a $5. So I got $23 in tips doing one. Oh, that was each day. So I made $4 in tips, $1 in tip, $6 in tips, $2 in tips, $5 in tips, and $5 in tips in 1 week. 27 rides, I made $23 in tips. So almost $1 a ride. And that's not even similar to what Uber is. So that's probably the worst thing. And plus, I get paid more per ride. If you look at, I don't know if it can tell me. Let's look at a big day. Let's look at this one. I don't know if I can. I was trying to do itemized per day and see. I don't know. I make more per ride than I do with Lyft. Or I make more money with Lyft per ride going the same distance than I do with Uber. And plus tips. So I was trying to, if I had a choice, to do Lyft rather than Uber. But ultimately, I'm still making the same amount of money, which is good. I could probably make a little bit better money if I tried to optimize some of my prime time and the surge and stuff. But, I go wherever people take me. So sometimes I get planted right in the middle of the surge, and sometimes I'm like 15 minutes away. It's just one of those things. Customers would ask me, what do I like better? I always say Lyft. Uber is great, and you need to have Uber because of the volume, especially the airport. I'll get out of the airport here in about a half hour or so. Like right now, I think I'm at, what's our time here at the airport? Our time at the airport is, go home. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I 21 minutes? I was here first. It should be less than that. That blows. I don't know what's going on. I should have a little thing at the top here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But let's see what place I'm in at Lyft here. I'm in 12th place with Lyft today currently. And I gotta wait like 20 minutes, which is stupid. I've already been here for 20 minutes. Why gotta wait another 22 minutes? Stupid Uber. Reminds me of a story. As I got here, now here we go. Now it says 18 minutes. So for some reason you need to have that up, and I don't know how that stays up or gets up, whatever. But that's my issue. So I'm gonna stay. Another little thing I hate about Uber, which a lot of you guys, if you guys drive for Uber, is like if you're in your map driving, it'll like log you out. It goes, hey, do you want to stay online or get offline? And you push stay online, it still logs you off. So you always want to have this up if you're running Uber and Lyft together. What else? All right, so here I'm going to just talk about Portland because every market's going to be different. Really, the best way to make money in this market is try to stay in the hot spots and look for the surging areas. Not to necessarily get the surge, but they're surging for a reason because there's people there and activities going on. You either need to work early in the morning for all the airport drop-offs and people going to work, or late at night for the bar crowd, or dinner crowd and stuff like that. And that's what I usually do. I don't get home. I try to get home early, but usually I don't get into bed by about 2 o'clock. That's when I'm just exhausted. So it's going to change come school, because I got to take my kid to school, so I can't be going to bed at 2 o'clock and waking up at 6 in the morning. So I don't know what's going to happen, but the good news is, overall, I am paying my bills, and that's the whole reason why I took this job. I'm also doing a little bit of Amazon delivery, so I do that a couple times a week, so that's another about $150 on top of all this. So that's nice. Let me see what else. If I have any kind of fun stories. Oh, I'll tell you, I did meet another guy that was the guy in charge. He's like an agent of, what is his name? Jimi Hendrix. He was in town. Very rich dude from LA. And a nice guy, but you know what? He didn't tip me. And that's another thing. I need to put a sign up in my car that says, if you want to tip with Uber, it's cash only, and maybe, I'll set up, I have a PayPal account, and I have Samsung stuff, is say, hey, if you really want to tip me, the only way to do it is cash or electronically these ways. That may give me some extra tips, but these rich people and people, they just walk out and they don't tip, whereas with Lyft, it gives them an option right there when they go back into their app to tip. So I think that's about it. I also heard from Uber when I was down there that they're thinking about tipping in the app, but they are going to take away surge, which I hope they don't. Why is it still going away? I don't understand what's going on. I don't understand. I don't want to stay here forever. Okay, well, it's been about 12 minutes. I think that's about it. Let me see if I left anything off. Miles per day. Oh, real quick. This is really hard on your car. I had to go through a full break of a full brake. What am I trying to say? I had to put brakes in my car, is what I'm trying to say. When I first got this car, I had some problems, but this week I've had to put $1,000 because my tires were wearing wrong, and so I had to fix the control arm on that. And then my steering wheel was shaking a lot because the brakes rotors were warped and the brake pads were bad, so I had to put brake pads front and back. And now I have a surging issue, which I don't know what the hell how to fix that. When I go up a hill, it kind of goes like this, and then when I'm on flat ground, it still wants to surge, and then when I come to the stop, it's like and stops. And then if I'm just coasting, it'll go like that. So I don't know how to fix that, but I hate going up hills because of that. So I spent about $25 a day in gas, driving 150 plus miles a day. But yes, I do this full time. I have to, kind of in between gigs. So, anyways, hope that helps you guys out a little bit on the Uber and Lyft debate. They're both good and fine. They both have great apps, their own special, their own way. I will tell you one quick funny story. Is I picked up the wrong rider one time. It was kind of funny and embarrassing. I went to the Ringside, I think it's called, and I said, hey, anybody looking for an Uber? And they said, yeah. And so they walked in off the street, and they came, and so we're talking like, yeah, we want to go to Monoma Whiskey Bar or whatever. But the address said the Pearl District, and I didn't know any better, so I took them down the Pearl District. As I'm going down there, I get a phone call a couple times from the Uber number, and so I drop them off, and I call them back. I'm like, yeah, I think you picked up the wrong driver, or wrong passenger. Like, whoops. And so I basically refunded the fare, so she didn't get charged for it. But she still wrote me up, so I still have the friggin' like professionalism thing. Where is it at? Let's go to my ratings. So I have a 4.81 with Uber, and I have this rider feedback, if you can see it, the professionalism, and it says wrong rider. I got one reported wrong rider, and I fixed everything. I shouldn't have fixed it, just charged it, but I did the right thing. Sorry for the glare. Anyways, what else? I think it's kind of cool if you go look at the the top partners. Look at me and look at everybody else. I'm the yellow, and the top partners are gray. So I obviously outperform everybody except for the one right there where it says, whoops, I didn't mean to push that, where it says the overall rating. But I do a hell of a lot more. I do average trips per week, 88, average 5-star per week, 50, average miles per driven, 572. So I do a lot more driving apparently than everybody else here in Portland. Okay, I think that's it for now. Let me know if anything else you guys want to talk about, and I'll think of some more stories, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much. Please leave comments if you like. I'll be happy to answer them all back. Thanks. Uber on, Lyft on.